I'm going to be pissing off the hustle bros in my video today, because what I'm looking for is baking relaxation into the mix. When we hear the word relaxation, I think a lot of people hear laziness, being unproductive, not getting anything done. It's not true. Years and years ago, we're talking, gosh, what would we be talking? 25, 30 years ago-ish. My cousin said to me, the thing is, Martin, the reason that your food tastes so good is because you bake love into it. Relaxation, being relaxed, being nonchalant, cool and collected, is an approach to life. And in the last few days, I've actually, after many years, I'll be honest, I've started to really feel like myself again. It's I felt very, very displaced for a long time and not comfortable in my own skin, frankly. And part of that was, being in a very dysfunctional relationship with my ex, and with certain other friendships of letting those die their natural deaths, releasing things over time. And I really feel now I'm at a big turning point. And in the last few days of engaging with different people and different topics on Twitter, I felt far more confident and relaxed. And the followers and engagement on my own stuff has started to take a very natural turn, and it feels really gratifying because I'm actually really interested in results. I'm also really keen on how I achieve them. The hows matter. How you do things really matters, because I strive for goodness, I strive for honesty and authenticity. And I also, at the same time, I strive for a free-flowing and abundant life with as much variety, I have to say, as possible. And I've really felt that that's happened in the last few days, and feeling very nourished and wholesome in everything that I'm doing. I think that's the natural state of life, and I think that we overcomplicate life so much. And something that I observe frequently, that I have mentioned quite a few times on my videos, is the amount of resentment and fight that people... I don't like fight. I'm a lover. I'm definitely a lover now. When I've said it in the past, it hasn't quite been true. But I have to say that, having attended my therapy sessions now for it's getting on for 6 months, and getting on for 7 months since my ex and I split, I am feeling a greater sense of purpose and a greater sense of peace. And it's what I wish for all of you, I have to say. I really do want as many people to live as joyfully and as happily as they can, fulfilling your own sense of purpose. Because I really feel like everything that I've wanted to do and all the different lessons that I've learned, I really do feel like they are starting to coalesce. And a big part of it for me, and I hope this will resonate with you and maybe point you in a more positive direction, is that no matter what's happened, and sometimes, wake up later or earlier, I'm not judging it as much as I have done in the past. I'm learning to be an ultra sort of acceptor of what's happened for me, and just carrying that forward in the day. And I've talked about variety, allowing myself to have different days, If I naturally wake up at 6 in the morning, I will get up and I'll have a wonderful day. But like today, I woke up much, much later and thought, oh, okay, because I didn't go to bed ridiculously late. I obviously needed the sleep. I needed that. And I acknowledge that, because if I've said this before as well, if you fight with reality, you're only ever going to lose. So if you can take a relaxed attitude to things, focus purely, because being relaxed allows you to focus purely on what it is that you can control, focus on you, what you need. And if you bring that to everything that you do, you're going to be an integrated person. You're going to be a more productive person, because you won't be in your own way. I see people all the time, all backgrounds, all social levels, all of it. I see prisoners. I see people hostage to their own delusion, their own ego, their own anger. And how much can we actually tell is really true and genuine? How are we able to truly do that? We can only do it for ourselves. And I was having a little bit of a Twitter spat with somebody on somebody's post on Twitter today, and I told him, well, to be able to divine other people's motives, to know the circumstances of things that are so far removed from our times and our lives, is hubristic, arrogant. There's an awful lot of arrogance that goes on. And I also noticed that it's absolutely, and it's fascinating, really fascinating, that so many people will fight and argue, put all of their energy into doing so, to try and prove falsehoods correct. Imagine if we took all of that energy and channeled it into righteous creativity. What beauty could we actually create? We have that capacity, my friends. We do. And when I say relaxed, I mean getting on with things, enjoying it, feeling the privilege of being able to actually do it. And imagine how that will sustain you. Imagine how that will motivate you on a daily basis to do really good things, achieve them, and have as many satisfying days as you can possibly have. That to me is a good world. And even if one person is to invest in that, I think that that is a massive net gain for humanity. And I try as much as I possibly can to invest in humanity and understanding, but I do it in a far more boundaried way. I believe in borders. I believe in investing in good things. And if you can see that something is purely a fight, nah, don't do it. Invest in endeavor, in goodness, in truth, in beauty. And I think that's the noblest goal of all. The choice is yours. It's certainly the choice that is bearing fabulous fruits for me and creating community wherever possible. Live life well, my friends. You deserve it.